Ooh, let's see, get approved. Won't take a step till it get confirmed. All it takes, it was made for our sakes. March like a tank. One step will make the ground shake. My people sick in their head, Lord, let this truth spread like an outbreak. Bring hell at the crackers can't escape. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm on payback for the scars in the slave memoirs. Till Christ arrived, I can't let it slide. Ignore the lies, the only free will, let's move. It's like a death, nigga, you decide. This heaven was made for me and my fellow. I'm patiently waiting with my eyes on the sparrow. And now I pull the trigger while my lips kiss the barrel. Before I ever let a white bitch do me like Othello. I want out this wicked life like Rebello. By any means, this devil pulling strings like Geppetto. Lay hold on this brotherhood. I swear I never let go. And fuck that silver spoon, got too much love for the ghetto. Feathers go settle with PB, I die for the cause. Just to hear them angels applaud. And I'm true by every word I say. Cause I know my victory on the way. Opponent, nigga, walk this way. This life may be hard, but I can't give up. On my nigga, go hard, and I won't give up. And could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? Cause it's real, I've been walking with your angels. Boy, this life may be hard, but I can't give up. On my nigga, go hard, and I won't give up. Could you tell me about this God that you feel so much? And why you look so good? It's real, I've been walking with your angels. Boy, I can't be touched. Came through in the clutch. They hate what they can't doubt. We princes set what you know about us. Evil all around us. But a nigga straight, I told you I can't be touched. Only angels walk at my pace. And I'm grateful for the words that had me delivered. I'm hungry for the glory, but I ain't eating till I feed my next. One West, what I die for. Attire out the book of numbers, this rifle from the Archangel Michael. My niggas rebels, you can't deny them. It's 144. I be running to and fro with the I.S.U.P.K. My U.P.K. soldiers ain't no folding, no pretending. We in it for the crowns, fuck friends, we want dominion. In the election ascensions, I hope I make it through. Give a damn what a bitch think. It's no.
Right. Shalom Israel. Peace and Officer Matt Kwayak of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. The I.S.U.P.K. is not affiliated with any religious group, any Israelite group or organization. All right. For anybody new coming in, we have classes throughout the week, Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you could tune in to get these classes, right? Understand more about your history, your laws, your language, your culture. You understand? Again, for anybody new tuning in, the Bible, King James Version Bible, is only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This Bible is not for no other race of people on the planet Earth. This is the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian history, the Constitution. This Bible is for you. This Bible will let you know who you are. You understand? Who you are, and the who are the other nations, the roles that they play, that they have on the face of this earth right now. Tonight is the Wednesday night law class, right? And of course, we're going to go into the law. We're going to touch on the high holy days of the Most High, right? Opposed to the laws or the holidays of this land. You understand? Hold 1 second. When you go into any country you're going to, or any home, or any institution, You understand? There are laws and rules governing that place. You understand what I'm saying? There are rules and laws governing your house, governing where you work, governing the country, the island, or whatsoever it may be. You understand? And no difference when you start serving the Most High, when you start serving the Lord. There are rules and laws that you must follow once you come into the knowledge of who you are, of being the true Jews of this Bible, the real Hebrew Israelites of this Bible. You understand? There are things that you must do, opposed to what the Christian church they say that the laws of God are done away with. That is not so. We must, as a people, keep the laws. Us not keeping the laws is what have us in this position today. Us not keeping the laws is what have us in the bottom of all nations upon the earth. You understand? And the Most High did not intend for us to be in that position. You understand? Right? The Most High didn't intend for us to be in that position. You understand? We must come back keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. Again, we're going to touch on the Most High holy days because, of course, tomorrow is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. You understand that the Most High ordained for us as a people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to follow, to keep. And we are not just to keep it when we feel, we have to keep it throughout our generations. We were even to teach our children and our children's children about these laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? Even when we come up out of this hellhole and we go into our own place, our own land, we will be keeping these laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? So tomorrow again is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. You understand? We're going to touch on that as we're going along through the high holy days that the Most High gave the children of Israel, that the Most High gave blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to follow. You understand? Tomorrow, what you could expect tomorrow in the memorial blowing of the trumpets, you understand, is Sabbath service where brothers come up, you understand, stage a registry, because that is a custom among our people and among our nation. You understand? You state a registry of who you are. For example, with me, I am of some Matkoyak, so I will be saying like Matkoyak Ban Yamyan, Ban Yashala. You understand? State my registry and who I belong to before I come up and stand with the brothers and them on the table. You understand? Of course, again, that is a tradition that we always keep. You will see brothers reading in the Hebrew, they will be reading the Lashawan Kodash. You understand? The holy tongue, the holy language. You understand? And they will also be translating it in English. You understand? And then we will proceed to celebrating the Most High holy day. We will eat and drink and, and have a good time. Right? Again, when we keep the Most High holy days, we honor the Most High, we honor our forefathers, we honor our ancestors. You understand? When we keep these high holy days, because this is the truth. This is the true tradition of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Again, you are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, and you have laws, commandments, and statutes to follow. These are high holy days were passed down from our forefathers to us, and we were supposed to always keep them, observe them, do them, and pass them throughout our generations. You understand what I'm saying? With that being said, even the so-called Jewish man, right? Why the oppressor stole our records, stole our laws, and tried to twist it and turn it into his own. You understand? Because even when we will be celebrating the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, he will be celebrating what he will call Rosh Hashanah. You understand? And our people, we like to get entangled into all the different religions of the world, all the different customs of the heathens. You understand? And the Most High give you your particular laws to follow, your particular rules to keep. As the scripture says in the book of Jeremiah, we are not to go in the way of the heathens. Learn not the way of the heathens. We are not supposed to learn all these other things that they put out for us, Christmas, Easter, and all these madness. You understand? Before we go into the class, right? before we get into the class, internet slow here. Right, nice. You understand? Again, the Most High give us our high holidays to keep, and we will go through that just now, right? But the holidays out here in Trinidad, what are some of the holidays we have out here in Trinidad? We have things like New Year's Day, we have things like Carnival, Spiritual Baptist Day, Good Friday, Easter Day, Easter Monday, Eid-ul-Fitr, Indian Arrival Day, Corpus Christi, Labor Day, Emancipation, Republic Day, Diwali, and so forth, right? But what we don't understand, what we need to understand, sorry, is that all these other heathens, they following their customs, right? They following their laws, they following their traditions. For example, when the Elamites, who are the East Indians in the Bible, celebrate Diwali, they know why they celebrate Diwali. They honor their ancestors. You understand? When the Africans celebrate Shouta Baptist, they celebrate their ancestors who are the Africans. They go after their drums and all these different things. You understand what I'm saying? The Muslims, Eid-ul-Fitr and all these different things. But we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are not supposed to be following that. You understand? Again, the Bible is the black man's book. And in that book, there are high holidays, there are laws for you to follow. You understand? We are not supposed to be following these holidays of the heathens. You understand? And what's so funny is that the world respects the oppressors with their holidays. You understand? Their holidays and whatsoever customs they have. So now, when you think about it, it's like, what we need to do as a people is come back to ours. Because the world respects them. But when you come into this knowledge of who you are as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you need to come back and keep your laws, your customs, understand your culture. You understand? And who you are as a people. You understand? Right? So from there, we get into the scriptures. We will get into, let me first start off with give me the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. Right?
Book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Understand? So the Most High is saying that he knew that we would not have listened to him. You understand? He knew that we would not have kept his laws, commandments, and statutes. Why? Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they are stiff-necked people. You understand? They will tell them to do this, don't celebrate this. They will still go and do it. The Most High know that we are stiff-necked people. Go ahead.
But in the land of captivity.
But in the land of our captivities, right now, we are in the land of our captivities. You understand? The Venezuelans who are the Asherites, the land of their captivity. You understand? The Jamaicans who are Benjamite, they are in the land of their captivity. The tribe of Judah, they are in the land of captivity in Babylon the Great. In the land of their captivity, where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were sold. You understand? As slaves on cargo slave ships to be slave men and slave women in the land of their captivities. Go ahead.
They shall remember themselves.
They shall what?
They shall remember themselves.
And guess what? That is what's happening right now. In the land of our captivities, we remember in ourselves. We remember that we are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? We remember that our forefathers never used to serve wood. You understand what I'm saying? We remembering who we are. We come back to our laws. We come back to our culture. To the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. Go ahead.
And shall know that I am the Most High, their power.
And we will know that the Most High is our power. You understand? We wouldn't lean unto man. We wouldn't lean unto nobody else beside the Most High, because that is our power. That is our defense. You understand? In the land of our captivities. Some people might say that we're free. We could do as we please, whatever the case is, but that is not so. You understand? Once you come from the seed or the tribe of Israel, you understand? You are governed under power. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to obey that power. Go ahead, take it from the top on 31 again.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 31.
Go ahead.
And shall know that I am the Most High, their power.
You understand? And we will know who is our defense, who is our power, who is the Most High. Go ahead.
For I will give them an heart and ears to hear.
You understand? So the Most High will give us a heart, a mind, and our ears to hear. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Go ahead.
And think upon my name.
You understand? So we will be praising the Most High in the land of our captivity. We will be keeping all the Most High holy days. We will be doing the things that the Most High tell us to do. We will be praising the Most High in the land of our captivities, just like we're going to do tomorrow. You understand? Tomorrow, Lord's will, remember we are blowing up trumpets, we're going to praise the Most High. Go ahead.
And return from their stiff neck.
You understand? And turn away from our stiff neck ways. Turn away from worshiping these false gods. Come out of these false religions. Stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You understand what I'm saying? Stop committing adultery, fornication. You understand? And turn from their wicked deeds. That is what we have to do as a people. In the Christian church, of course, they will not teach you that they have things to do. They will let you feel that the pastor is the one that have things to do, which is to pray for you, intercede for you. You understand what I'm saying? And all this madness. But you, as an individual, you have things to do. You understand? Which is to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. Love the brotherhood. You understand? Help build a nation. Because we are scattered through the four corners of the earth. But we, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are a nation of people. This nation is just scattered. You understand? And the Most High told us and showed us how to come back together. In the book of Zephaniah, we say, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. That is what we are supposed to do. Not run up in the Christian church and wait for the pastor to deliver his sermon and feel well. That is it until Christ comes. We are supposed to gather ourselves together. O nation not desired. Because when you look around, when you look throughout the four corners of the earth, you will see that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not desired. Even in this country, you could see how these other nations treat blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. You see when the Venezuelans come across, see how they get treated. You understand? You see how the Caribs and Arawaks be crying out time after time because how they are being treated. You understand? And you see how black people is being treated here in Trinidad. Right through, even in the time of Corona.
Right.
You see how we're being treated by these other nations. Scripture says, gather yourselves together. O nation not desired. Go ahead, Officer Swap.
And from their wicked deeds.
Go ahead.
For they shall remember the way of their fathers.
And we're going to remember the way of our forefathers. We're going to remember the way of the prophets of old and following their footsteps. Following the footsteps that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob laid out for us. Following the footsteps of the prophets. Following the footsteps of our King Yahawashi.
Right.
Who we call Jesus Christ in the English. You understand? Go ahead.
Which sinned before the Most High.
You understand? So we're going to Salakia, we're going to remember their way when they had sinned. You understand? Of course, we wouldn't walk in the way when we wouldn't walk in their sinful footsteps, because of course they did err at times. But we will follow the righteous ways that they did, because only righteousness will lead us to the Most High. Only righteousness will help raise this kingdom. Only righteousness will help blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Only righteousness will make the Most High make his second return.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And I will bring them again into the land.
And you will what?
And I will bring them again into the land, which I promised with an oath.
You understand? And the Most High is going to bring us back into the land which he promised with an oath. You understand? That lets you know what? That here in Trinidad, Jamaica, Venezuela, wherever it is scattered, as being a black Hebrew Israelite, as being a part of the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel, that is not your rest. Your home is not here in Trinidad. Your home is not here in Tobago. You understand? Your home is in Jerusalem.
Right.
And the Most High said that he'll do what?
bring them back, Salakia, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath.
You understand? You'll bring us back into the land which you promised with an oath. Go ahead.
Unto their fathers.
Unto their who?
Fathers. Abraham, Isaac,
right,
and Jacob.
You understand? So the promise that the Most High made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Lord letting you know that he didn't forget that, because he made that oath with them. Go ahead.
And they shall be Lord of it.
And they shall do what?
Be Lord of it.
And the Most High is letting you know what? That you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you're going to be lords of that land. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so you know we go rock back now and they go watch your presence in way, boy. Them is the real Lord and them kingdom, boy. You understand? Because they have everything. They have everything going for them, the children and their generation. The Most High letting you know you're going to be lords in your land. You're going to have everything going for you. You understand? You will have everything going for you so much that these other nations will be under you. Because why? You're going to be above all nations. Go ahead.
And I will increase them.
And you will what?
And I will increase them.
And the Most High is going to increase us. Right? Just now hold it right there, right? Just now, let me just check something. I feel I forget to do some on Facebook. That's not well. Yeah, that was it. I forget to put the title of the class. That's not. Let's give me 1 minute. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can take it from the top.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers,
right,
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it.
You understand? And we will be lords in our land, in our own land. Go ahead.
And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Right. Go on to 35.
Verse 35. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God.
And the Most High is going to make an everlasting covenant with us to be our power, our God. Go ahead.
And they shall be my people.
And we shall be his people. No difference to how it was from in the beginning. But the Most High say he had what? He had severed us from among other people. You understand? That's in the book of Leviticus chapter 20. The Most High separated us from all the other nations. Go ahead.
And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land.
And go ahead.
That I have given them.
And the Most High is saying that he will not drive us out of the land of Israel that he has given us. He will no more do that. You understand? Because of course, we fled out of Israel.
Right.
You understand? Most High say that will no more happen. So the people in Israel right now, you're supposed to know or understand that they are not the true Jews. They are not the biblical Hebrew Israelites that we read in the scriptures. You understand? Again, give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. You understand? Yeah, give me 6 and 4, you stop up to 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel.
Hear what?
Hear, O Israel.
And again, just like I was saying from the beginning, the Bible is a black man's book. The Bible is only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Throughout the scriptures, you will continually see Most High talking to Israel. Most High talking to Israel, talking to Israel. All these other nations are in the Bible. But when you go through these scriptures, you will understand what role they had played. You understand? And how they continually oppress black people, how they continue to oppress Hispanics and Native Indians right up to today. You understand? But the Most High is talking to the nation of Israel, his chosen people, the people that he separated for himself to be above all people. Go ahead.
The Lord and our power is one Lord.
Lord, our power is what?
Is one Lord.
You understand? Our power, our Lord is one Lord. Our Lord is not 3 and 4 and 5 different gods. It's one Lord, one power. Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul,
Mm-hmm.
and with all thy might.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6.
Yes, now hold on. So like on that. Start me from verse 1.
Verse 1.
Yeah, start me from verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes and judgments,
Mm-hmm.
which the Lord our power commanded to teach you,
Right.
that you might do them in the land whither you go to possess it.
You understand? So these laws, commandments, and statutes was commanded by the Most High to be taught to the children of Israel.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
That thou mightest fear the Lord thy power.
And how are you going to fear the Most High? Your power is when you understand that there are punishments for things that you're not supposed to be doing. You understand? When you see the fierce anger of the Lord, when you see how the Lord dealing with the other nations, the fear of the Most High is going to come up on you. Go ahead.
To keep all his statutes and his commandments,
Mm-hmm.
which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son.
So we have to keep all the commandments and statutes which was commanded to us. We're supposed to keep it, our sons and our sons' sons. That's supposed to continually go through our generation. Go ahead.
All the days of thy life,
Mm-hmm.
and that thy days may be prolonged.
So we're supposed to keep that all the days of our life. So our days will be prolonged. Our days will be lengthened. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Hear therefore, O Israel.
So hear therefore, O Israel. Hear therefore, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Listen what it is I'm about to say. Go ahead.
And observe and do it.
Observe and do it. Observe the laws, commandments, and statutes and do it. So we're supposed to observe not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster and do it. We're supposed to observe the high holy days and do it. Go ahead.
That it may be well with thee.
That will be what?
That it may be well with thee.
So now, if we're not observing and doing what the Lord had commanded us, of course, it will not be well with us.
Right.
And when you look at the condition of our people, it is not well with us.
Right.
So now we could understand something wrong. Then you could also understand what it is we need to do. Most I say, if we keep it, it's going to be well with us. And if you look at the condition we're in, you could definitely see it not well with us. Right. Go ahead.
And that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord power of thy fathers hath promised thee.
Right? So that we will increase mightily, just like the Most High had promised. But we as a people, we not increase mightily. Go ahead.
In the land that floweth with milk and honey. Verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord.
So the Lord our power is one power. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And thou shalt love thee, the Lord thy power, with all thy heart.
So we're supposed to love the Most High power with all our mind. Go ahead.
And with all thy soul. And with all thy might. Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart.
And the words that Moses commanded us for us to follow is supposed to continually be in our mind. And how you go about loving the Most High? Because in verse 5 it says, and thou shalt love the Most High thy power. How are you going about loving the Most High? Anybody can answer.
Very well, we're loving the Most High by keeping the commandments.
Exactly so. You understand? The Most High say, if you love me, do what? Keep my commandments. So it have no other way to show your love to the Most High. You could jump up and sing, you could beat drums, you could shake shak shak, you could roll tambourine, you could go and mourn, you could go up on Mount St. Benedict. You have no other way to love the Most High than keeping his commandments. No other way to show that love to the Most High. So you're very well correct, Officer Shah. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
So now we were supposed to teach this diligently unto thy children, unto our children. It have a scripture that talk about train up a child in the way he should go, or something like that, just paraphrasing. That is in the book of Proverbs, right? Now we're supposed to teach these things to our children. You understand? Take it from the top again.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
So we're supposed to teach this diligently unto our children. Go ahead.
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
Right.
And when thou walkest by the way. And when thou liest down. And when thou risest up.
You understand? And we're supposed to continually be talking about these laws, commandments, and statutes. No difference like how we just function. You know, sometimes we're going out or we are just around the camp or in class or whatever. We just continually talking about it. It's not like that is the only topic, but it's supposed to be continually be in your head, in your mind, in the mouth of brothers. You understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to continue. Go ahead. Yeah. You can bring it out, no sweat.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way. Train up a child in the way he should go.
Do what?
Train up a child in the way he should go.
So we're supposed to train up a child, train up our children in the way that they should go. You understand? You following the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High, you following the Most High, you're supposed to train your children in that direction, not the direction of the world, not the direction that our oppressors are laid out. You understand? That will have our children failing or falling short in the things that they do or in serving the Most High. Go ahead.
And when he is old.
And when he is what?
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
You understand? So when he gets older, he will not depart from it. He will continue on the tradition that was given to him from his father, from his forefathers. You understand? For that Officer Swap. Right? So from there, give me the book of Leviticus. That was the night, right, Officer Shah? Right. Give me the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. We'll start from verse 1. 23, Salakia.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which you shall proclaim.
That's somewhere. Remember, right, stop right this right there. You hold for me, Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. Yeah, go ahead, Officer Shah.
To be holy convocation, even these are my feast.
Right? So now the Most High is letting Moses know, speak unto the children of Israel. You understand? Concerning the feast of the Most High. This is the feast of the Most High. You understand? Which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Holy meaning separate. You understand? And a convocation is like a gathering of people. Just now, hold on. Let me get the meaning of the word convocation, right? Right? Convocation. An assembly of persons called together to a meeting place. You understand? So now, when they say a holy convocation, meaning a separate convocation, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians supposed to be in a separate place away from all these other nations. We're supposed to gather ourselves in this place. You understand? We're supposed to meet up together to keep the feast at the Most High, not just you individually home cooking, but come together with brothers and sisters and enjoy the feast day that the Most High has laid us for us. You understand? Strengthen your brotherhood, strengthen your sisterhood. This is what the Most High laid out for us. You understand? And in laying out these laws for us, what he also showing you is brotherhood and sisterhood. In that. You understand? Separate convocation, all come together to keep the feast of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done.
How much days?
6 days shall work be done.
Right? So 6 days shall work be done. We all know the week starts on a Sunday, so you have from Sunday to Friday to do your work. Right? And when we talk about work here, we're not talking about getting up and wash wares and sweeping the yard as these other fake people will teach. You understand?
Right.
You read so bad where somebody was saying that that for the Sabbath they do no work, no type of work. You understand? So I was asking how you just feed the children. You understand what I'm saying? This work here, right, as we did in previous classes and have brothers online throughout the I.S.U.P.K, we teach it. You understand? This work here is talking about you going out on a slavery. Right. You going out on a job to work for money, to earn an income. You understand? So the Most High is letting you know you have 6 days to do that. Go ahead. Just pull this light here a bit, man. I ain't see now. Yeah, just pull it towards you. Yeah, toward that. Yeah, go ahead.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
But the 7 days, you what?
Is the Sabbath of rest.
So the 7th day, which is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, is the Sabbath of rest. You understand? And that rest not talking about you just rock back and doing nothing. But if your house burning down, you still have to go and do work to do what? Try and put out the blaze. You understand? If you're minding animals and the animals get out, you still have to go and do work to do what? Bring them back in. You understand? If that was so-called work, as they say, then you're not supposed to be doing nothing. Right? Go ahead.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein.
You understand? So the Sabbath day is a holy convocation, again, a separate gathering for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and they should do no laborious work. So like if you have a store, you understand, and you have people working for you, you're supposed to be able to get Sabbath day off. You're supposed to be able to rock up shop and go and keep the Sabbath. You understand? But of course, if you have shops or whatever business you might have, of course, in the I.S.U.P.K, we do nothing without counsel. So you call and you get your counsel concerning that, because depending on the type of job you might have, you understand, be in captivity, you might have to go. You understand? And sometimes, again, if you have a $1 million business making X amount of money, of course, you get shut down and keep the ordinances at the Most High. But again, in here, we do nothing without counsel. So you call, you get your counsel, right? And you will take it from there, right? Yeah. Shalom. Right? Go ahead, Obsasha.
It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Verse 4.
Go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which shall proclaim in their seasons.
Go ahead.
Verse 5.
So verse 4 saying, these are the feasts of the Most High, this a separate convocation, again, a holy convocation, which they shall proclaim in their seasons. You understand? In their seasons, meaning at a particular time. You understand? A particular time of the year, or a particular time of the month, for a particular activity. There is a season. These are the feasts that you keep in these seasons. Go ahead.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even.
In the what day?
In the 14th day of the first month at even.
So in the 14th day of the first month at even, that is at sundown, go ahead.
Is the Lord's Passover.
Is the Lord's what?
Passover.
You understand? Is the Lord's Passover. And the Lord's Passover, the 14th Salakia. The first day, the 14th day Salakia of the first month is the Lord's Passover. You understand? And the Lord's Passover this year was, the date schedule was April 9th. So that will be the first month. The first month wouldn't be as how we go in this calendar as in January. Our first month in our laws in our land, first day of the month was around January. January, Salakia was around April. You understand? Go ahead. So in the 14th day of that month, go ahead, is the Lord's what?
Passover.
Is the Lord's Passover. You understand? That is in verse 5, Lord's Passover. And we, as a people, we know the story, but the Lord's Passover, we go touch on it a little bit. You understand? Of course, it was in the land of Egypt under the hands of our oppressors, and we was supposed to get, but we was asking. Let me go to that. Let me go. Give me the book of Exodus. Give me the book of Exodus chapter 5. Right? Exodus chapter 5. Boom, boom, boom. You touch at 1. Yeah, you want 1 and 2.
Book of Exodus, chapter 5 and verse 1. And afterward, Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus said the Most High power of Israel.
So Aaron and Moses went into Pharaoh and they're telling them what the Lord said. They didn't make up their own words or try to do what they wanted. They went and tell Pharaoh what the Lord had said. Go ahead.
Let my people go.
So the Most High was letting Pharaoh know, let blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians go. Let those that is under servitude in your kingdom, let them go. Go ahead.
That they may hold a feast unto me.
That they may what?
Hold a feast unto me.
You understand? So he's saying that they may hold a feast unto me. Go ahead.
In the wilderness.
And we were supposed to hold a feast in the Most High in the wilderness. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh, tell Pharaoh, the Lord say, let my people go. And this is what Pharaoh had responded and said. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh said, who is the Most High?
Who is what?
Who is the Most High?
So Pharaoh was like, what are you talking about, God? What are you talking about the Most High? Who is he? Go ahead.
That I should obey his voice.
That I should listen to you. You understand? So Pharaoh put on, you just picture it like this. Picture Pharaoh sitting on the throne and saying, but who is shy, right? That I should listen to you. What are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That who should obey his voice to let Israel go.
Right.
I know not the Most High, neither will I let Israel go.
You understand? So Pharaoh's like, Dan, watch, me no shine. You understand? And meanline, you see them people who are working for me there? Meanline them go. But me no shine, me no hear see. You understand what I'm saying? Don't feel as no. Yeah, go ahead.
So like I said, like we're saying it like too much years past with no act. So
that's all going on.
So like the nation of Israel itself know about the Most High power, and even them the nation itself knows. So like, yeah, me at them there, yeah, me at
God,
me know about God.
That is it. That is it, because remember too, the length of time we serve in Egypt. Remember the Pharaoh had changed. The son, I think was the son, the father died, and then the son take over. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? So he like, Dan, what you talking about? Who's the Most High boy? They roll out it. Me let them go because me know God. You understand? Yeah, well, I'm obsessed with.
I just go into this and all too, man. Like we now read with the definition of convocation, I show you now, like with the going to that wilderness was just to be separated.
That is it.
From.
That is it. You're very well correct. You understand what I'm saying? It's to be separate, to be with your people. You're very well correct. And as you touch on that, we're going to go into that a little more, right? So now, so you actually the pardon from Pharaoh, I would say it like that, to go into the wilderness to keep the feast day of the Most High. Pharaoh goes out, Pharaoh say, Dan, watch, me no God, me letting your people go. Forget that. You understand? And that caused Egypt to be plagued with plagues. I'm just going through the story a little fast. You know what I mean? For the sake of time. And Egypt was plagued with what different plagues that touched Egypt, if you all remember some. You understand? We had the water turning into blood. We had the plagues of frogs. You had lice. You understand? Darkness for 3 days. What again we had? Boils, hail. You understand what I'm saying? Was about 10 different plagues that take Egypt. You understand? Just by Pharaoh not letting Israel go. That alone showing you that the Most High not playing with his people. Even on his return, the Most High ain't going to play with his people, because you know what's going on? Thermonuclear fire, death and destruction, World War III.
Right.
Just imagine that. We in so much of captivity that the Most High World War III had to break out force this place in a mess. And the Most High had to come to deliver his people in the midst of that. You understand? And still do slaughtering. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High not playing with his people, and even we who in the truth, we must have the fear of the Most High in knowing by this is not time to play. This is our time to really understand brothers, to love the brotherhood, to cherish your brothers around you. Right. You understand? Wherever I see a brother making an error, you correct him. You understand? And not make that time to do no schism. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Build brothers, grow the brotherhood, grow the sisterhood. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Even all that, when you watch it, you must love your people. You must love the brothers and them on the side that you warn with you. Right. This serious. You understand? When the Most High give you these high holy days to keep, we remembering things that our forefathers went through. We remembering things that our people went through. You understand? So now you go in and appreciate your brothers more. You go in and appreciate your sisters more because you see any things that our people go through as a nation. You understand what I'm saying? Look, we come to slavery, we come to captivity, sold for bondmen and bondwomen. We see in the stories, we see in the facts. You understand? Then now then you're supposed to love your brother and your sister more. You're supposed to want to go outside it and get your people, deliver your people from the state that they're in. You understand? You must want to change. Come into the truth. Change. You understand? And really serve the Lord and take your people out of this condition. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, you was reading.
Verse 6. Mm-hmm. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Yes, hold on, I think it was
Passover.
Mm-hmm.
The verse 5. Go back on verse 5.
I think it was on verse 2. Right? And Pharaoh said, the Lord will be voice. You was it? Yeah. Right, Salakia. You know the little story that's going through you now. So you just drip off a little bit now, but it's not a scene, you know what I mean? Yeah, because it really and it's serious. You understand what you know when you really study it and you really have to love your brotherhood. You really have to love your brothers around you. Again, you see the things that the people go through us. You're supposed to know that. You really have to appreciate them, yeah? Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 5 and verse 2. And Pharaoh said, who is the Most High? And that I should obey his voice to let Israel go. I know not the Most High, neither will I let Israel go.
You understand? So Pharaoh is saying, I know not the Most High, I will not let Israel go. Fast forwarding, plagues take Egypt. You understand? Because the Most High laid plagues on Pharaoh's kingdom because he didn't want to let the children of Israel go to serve them. Give me Exodus chapter 11, start from verse 1. You understand? That again, let him know the Most High not playing with his people. The Most High not playing with his chosen people. Yes, the Most High is going to deal with the other nations for having us under their feet. But of course, Exodus chapter 11, verse 1, right? But of course, we, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have our part to play. We have to come back and keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. Stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You understand? Stop committing adultery. Stop selling drugs to your brothers and sisters. You understand? Because I think somebody else telling me that some people are not too what? That's real sad. Even women, you say about women and all that on drugs. You understand? That's real sad. And that is how important we have to love the brotherhood and understand, boys. You really have to go outside there and try your best to get people out of the condition they're in because there's nobody else going and do it.
That's right.
They be real. No Muslim going and do it. No Muslim on the streets. You understand? Saying the white man, Salakia, the oppressor is the devil.
Right.
No Muslim on the street saying the Jew is black. No Muslim on the street saying, oh, let's stop smoking weed. Don't commit abortion. You understand? They're not in the ghettos trying to get our people out of the slums. It's only us in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. We are there on the streets fighting for our people day and night, every day of the week, 24/7. You understand what I'm saying? Schools scattered through the four corners of the earth, looking to pull out our people from the hell that they're in. Because of course, when you listen to classes that the brothers and them bringing, hell is just the condition that we're in, trying to get we out of this hell rats. Come back serving the Most High, so the Most High power could come and fight for us, His chosen people.
Right.
Go ahead, we have
Exodus chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and
Right.
upon Egypt.
So the Most High is saying He's going to bring one more plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt, because Pharaoh had hardened. Pharaoh don't want to let go the Most High chosen people. Right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether.
You understand? So what he's saying is, after this one here, what are you rolling out? You understand? Jump to verse 5. And let's go in too quick, just for the time's sake.
All right. Exodus chapter 11, verse 5.
Go ahead.
And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die from the firstborn of Pharaoh.
You understand? So the Most High is saying one more, and he's going to let all go. And he letting them know that all the firstborn in the land of Egypt is going to die. Go ahead.
And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne.
So the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne. So Pharaoh firstborn going, go ahead.
Even unto the firstborn of the maid servants that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts.
You understand? So the maid servants, all the firstborn, all the firstborn of beasts, cow, goat, sheep, dog, whatever it had. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt.
And there's going to be what?
A great cry out throughout the land of Egypt.
And there was to be a great cry throughout the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
So which means that was the greatest cry ever heard on the face of the earth. There will be none like it. There was none like it, and there's not going to be none like it anymore. You understand? So that cry wasn't no. Just picture. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's right.
When you really listen to this now, and as you say that there will be none like it anymore, it tell you what is going to take place, just as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, telling you.
It's not really hear nobody crying.
It have yeah, correct, and it have a scripture with that too, boy. But I can't remember it offhand, boy. We are saying the deliverance from Egypt wouldn't be talked about no more. Let's paraphrase it, because this deliverance that we're going to get here in this world war and Christ make a return, once we keep the Lord's commandments and statutes, this deliverance, this is going to be the ultimate deliverance. So we're going to talk about the Passover no more. We're going to talk about Pharaoh and the Red Sea and Moses part the sea and I forget what scripture it is, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the cry in Egypt. This deliverance that the Most High coming here, this coming, that will be the ultimate deliverance. That is one going and be recorded. That is one going to be talked about forever. You understand? But go ahead with where you was Sasha.
So like I said, and when you check back with all the cries now, right, it's like, you know, like how you say it, but like if you are like two lines or like car horns, like you know, like somebody like you're blocking somebody, everybody just start to blow the water.
Right. You understand? So you know what's going on this. Keep going. So just imagine. Let me say the whole are central. All the firstborn in central dial. So now you have south and you have north Trinidad. Right? So they just get up one morning, dog there, this one firstborn, dog there, this one firstborn, child there, this whatever the case might be. And that cry, you're going to hear that all here.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're going to hear that all up north and deep south. You understand what I'm saying? And that is what happened in Egypt. Because the Most High wasn't playing. Go ahead. That is the inner 6. From there, give me Exodus 12 and 7.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts
Mm-hmm.
and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it.
Right. So now we also take the blood from the lamb, we slaughter the lamb and pass it on the two doorposts, on the doorpost, right? Go ahead. That is right. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh
Right.
in that night, roast with fire.
Right. So when we slaughter the lamb, we take the blood, pass it on the doorpost, eat the roast the lamb with fire. Go ahead and eat it. Sorry.
And unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
And with bitter herbs
With
they shall eat it.
With unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Well, we all know it's unleavened bread. Unleavened bread is that bread with no rising agents. We'll get into that as we're going down, right? With unleavened bread and with what?
And with bitter herbs
you
they shall
understand?
eat it.
And with bitter herbs you shall eat it. So anything bitterly bitter herbs like cressels and all these different things, this is what you're supposed to be eating with unleavened bread and the lamb for the Lord's Passover. You understand? Jump to verse 12.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt.
For what?
For I will pass through the land of Egypt.
So the Most High is letting them know that he is going to pass through the land of Egypt. So make sure you have your blood on your doorpost. You understand? Because there's going to be a great cry. Go ahead.
This night I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
You will what?
I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Both men and beasts.
Both man and beast. Go ahead.
And again, all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
You understand? And against all the gods of Egypt, you will execute judgment. So you let you know this ain't going to be a nice thing going on here. I run in the show. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast of the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
All right, just now, hold on. You say it should be a what? A what? A memorial?
Thank God. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
Right? And when we look up the meaning of the word memorial, it is serving to preserve remembrance. So we're supposed to remember this. Created or done to honor a person who has died, or to remind people of an event in which many people died. So this Lord's Passover, you understand? We're supposed to always remember that. We're supposed to remember what the Egyptians, what the Most High did for us by the Egyptians. You understand? This had to be a memorial. So again, as I was saying earlier, in the Christian church, they wouldn't teach you that you're supposed to, these things, you're supposed to always remember these things. You understand? When the Most High give us these high holidays, is because things had happened for us to remember. You understand? Or some war we fight, or some victory. You understand? And we're supposed to always remember that, always honor that, always honor the deliverance that the Most High set in place for us from the hands of the Egyptians when we was under hard bondage. You understand? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And when you check like how we, you know, like when you checking how we doing the Passover and thing, right? So not to show like, you know, when people thinking how the Christian churches are thinking like when you're serving God is a boring thing, right? When you come and check it, like, you know, we keeping the Passover and thing, right? Yeah, we go do we pray, and after we do them prayers and things, and then we going to eat, you know, the Passover, the best lamb again, lamb without blemish and thing, and then after, you know, you do it well seasoned and thing, right? And then after that you drink up, and then after now you're going to, you know, with your, when coming to the brotherhood and that thing, now you're coming back to congregate your people, your sisters, that's not nice here. Your men and them in order, and you're talking and then communing with your people and things. Yeah, vibes, you know.
Yeah, that is it. They're very well correct. You understand? And as Officer Shah saying, in the Christian church, they make you feel serving the Most High very boring. You understand?
Right.
But what they don't realize is that they're not serving the Most High. That is why it's boring.
That's
You
right.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But when they truly serve the Most High, keeping the high holy days, you understand? Keeping the ordinances that He has laid us for us, you will see how enjoying this is. Let's go up on the I.S.U.P.K pages. You understand? And you'll see all the events that we had, all the events that we kept, and how glorious it was. You understand? Especially the Lord's Passover.
Right.
Like I still had the picture when they did slaughter the lamb and they put the blood on the sheets.
Yeah.
You understand? I put it in the door. I still had that on my phone. I want that in my house. I gonna laminate that in somewhere or make some big poster and a picture frame and put that in my house. I might bring one and put it in the school and all too.
Right.
You understand? Because that was very glorious in my sight. You understand what I'm saying? But you're very well correct what you're saying there. Serving the Most High is not boring. The Christian church, again, not serving the Most High, and that is why they are boring. You understand? They have no love inside it. They don't trust one another. They have no brotherhood inside it. No sisterhood. That is why it's boring. You understand? Because you have to go back and face the same man or the same woman that committed adultery. Salakia. You understand? You have to go and face the same man or the same woman that rob you, that thief from you. You understand? All these different evils. Because they don't know how to deal with it. You understand? They don't know how to deal with these things. In the I.S.U.P.K and that, we serving the Most High. And serving the Most High, you know it are rules and laws laid where you wouldn't violate your brother, you wouldn't violate your sister. You understand what I'm saying? Where you gonna love the brotherhood, love to be around your brothers. You understand? In Christian church, you will see them. How often they will see one another in Christian church is Sunday to Sunday. You see them this Sunday, and you ain't see them until next Sunday. We expect the brotherhood to build. We expect the sisterhood to build. You understand? You have to be around your brothers right through. You understand? Keep the brotherhood pumping. Keep the sisterhood pumping. You see how it is be throughout the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You understand? When you look back home and you watching, you saying, boy, nah, this real. You know this real. You know what you see in that commanding General YAHANNA laid out. You know this real.
Right.
This ain't no fake. Go ahead, Officer Shah.
And like I said, we're saying I don't feel like, you want to see how the Christian church, right? Like when we see our brother and they go glad to see our brother. So you imagine how 7 days so that they don't go any wrong by the Sunday worship and things. So 7 days pass, they see them come back and see our brethren, the people, right? And then now when they finish now, just imagine, right? Somebody had the car. Sometimes one person had the car and the whole seat empty. And then after that, people going coming in the church had no vehicle.
You understand?
And then people had to go and pound the hand by some string that they got dropped to come out from in front of the other end.
You're right, you're very well correct.
So just see the people for a long time and you have to pound your hand and then people you see what's down there, passing you straight.
Yes, you understand? You're very well correct. You understand? And as you're damn right. And what I train you? No brotherhood. No sisterhood. You understand? You see how it is be when we have to go to camp. Everybody bundle up and we go by the hook or by the crook. Go in and come in. You understand? Brothers can't make it to camp to camp because not camp, Salakia, to class. Maybe they don't want to transport, other brothers will come and pick them up.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But in the Christian church, they do all that. Sister Mary living right next to your passing Sister Mary straight. You understand? But in the U.P.K, we sacrifice for we brothers. We love the brotherhood. We love the sisterhood.
Right.
You understand? And we learn and understand more from what Commanding General YAHANNA laid out. And we seeing that his brotherhood is on point.
Right.
You understand? His brotherhood had to be up, not had to be, is at the highest standard. You understand? To be able to have more brothers and more sisters coming to the truth, serving the Most High. You understand? And the Most High gave us these convocations to celebrate, to keep, you understand? The Day of Atonement, which we will go through in a little bit, to go through we grind, to eat no eating, no drinking, to go through we pain, we affliction. You understand? And really understand and feel that pain that the people going through, feel and make the brotherhood good. I watching these high holidays, not just high holidays. See what we ancestors go through. You understand? See how much a brotherhood could build when you're going through these laws, commandments, and statutes, when you're going through these high holidays. You understand? You seeing how brothers all over the U.P.K that we having a time when these feast days come up, not only when these feast days come up. You understand? But even doing serious work, you see in the love and the brotherhood. And who could do that for the nation of Israel, the Most High?
Right.
You understand? And again, to commanding General YAHANNA for holding it down from the elders and passing it down the line. So now you could watch righteous brothers, watch righteous sisters, you understand, and learn from them. Learn what is right. You understand? Go ahead again, Officer Shah. Where at Rich? Verse 14. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going to end up verse 14.
Yeah, well, it could end up verse 14. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one.
You can read over 14. Read over 14 from the top.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast of the Lord throughout your generations.
Mm-hmm.
You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Right. Jump to verse 28. So we are supposed to keep this as a feast and an ordinance forever. You understand? And of course, in the I.S.U.P.K, we keep the laws of the Most High Power. We keep the laws of our King Yahushua. We keep Salakia. We keep what Yahushua had also kept.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead. Verse 28.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
So did they.
You understand? So they did what Moses and Aaron had commanded them, and put the blood from the lamb on the doorpost, roast the lamb, eat with bitter herbs, thing, good up the loins. Verse 29.
Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon.
Go ahead.
And all the firstborn of cattle.
You understand? So that let you know what nobody escaped. So even the firstborn who were down in the dungeon, firstborn get licked up. The Most High smite them at what? At midnight. You understand? When everybody probably was asleep. At midnight, smite everybody. And this man, you get up to use the washroom and the site to pass by Johnny room. You're like, my wait now. Oh, Johnny looking so you want to touch Johnny. Johnny stiff. You understand? So that, yeah. You understand? And then when you realize that now, somebody living in maybe a couple chambers lower down, them realizing, but wait now, that person dead. You understand? When you go outside to check to make sure that the animals and all, because you see you smite the firstborn and everything, you're going to realize dead. You understand? And you realizing all these different things happening. Then anyway, you go start here. Go ahead. When you finish,
and like I said, animals, I say you do it at midnight, right? So you know, like when midnight, which is the place every quiet.
Everything is be quiet.
And you know that grand echo.
You understand?
And crying on them.
That is it. You understand? Go ahead. Verse 30.
Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
You understand? So now there's a great cry in Egypt because they realized the firstborn and everything dead. There was not one house. There was not one house where there was not one dead. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High play, the Most High kill the firstborn and everything. When Pharaoh raised up, he and his servants realized, nah, I know that word going to spread quick. You understand? When Pharaoh get up, he and his servants, and this one realized that one, they started to move. You realize throughout Egypt, the firstborn dead, the firstborn and everything, cattle, man, beast, everything. You understand? Go ahead.
When you check that out, I have these are real high time. I'm saying this, you know, too, like, because when you check this, like, you have a grandmother, you have a mother, she has a daughter. She daughter in the firstborn, she daughter going and do it. Then after now, that daughter come and make another child, then the firstborn. And like I come to that, there's a whole circle of this
That is it.
going around there.
That is it. That is why they say there was not a house, but there wasn't one there.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, you're correct. Jump down to verse 31.
Verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And he called for Moses and Aaron by night
Mm-hmm.
and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord as you have said.
Right? So Pharaoh tell them, well, you see what happening here? You see what I see in here? Well, get up, roll out, get everything and all roll out. Go ahead.
Verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
Also take your flocks.
Take your what?
Also take your flocks.
Take all your animals. Go ahead.
And your herds,
Mm-hmm.
as you have said,
Mm-hmm.
and be gone, and bless me also.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people.
So you're making them, the Egyptians, making them make haste. Go ahead.
That they might send them out of the land in haste.
Mm-hmm.
For they said, we be all dead men.
You understand? Because when they see the amount of people that die or the firstborn, we can remember the scriptures say not a house that one wasn't dead. You understand? They see the figure, they realize, boy, you see this thing, let me make them roll out before we are all dead. You understand? So they're making them roll out in haste. Go ahead. Verse 34.
And the people took their, so like I said, I do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people took their dough before it was leavened.
So they take the dough before it was leavened. Mm-hmm. They need in troughs.
And their needle and troughs.
Yeah, that was need the flour in.
Being bound up in their clothes, the needles upon their shoulders.
You understand? So again, long story short, they bundle up the dough, and they roll out from in Egypt. You understand? You could always go through the whole story. Probably in our next class, I have classes on the Passover. You could go through and check it out. This is just in a nutshell that we are to keep the Most High Passover because this was our deliverance from the hands of the Egyptians, from the hands of Pharaoh under hard bondage. You understand? And no difference. Us in this land of our captivity, under bondage, Most High is coming back to deliver us again once we come back, keeping his laws, commandments, and statutes, right? So with that, let me go back to the book of Leviticus chapter 23. From verse 7, I think it was.
Leviticus chapter 11.
Verse 6. Leviticus 23 and verse 6. Mm-hmm.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Right, so in the 15th day of that same month is the feast of unleavened bread. Go ahead.
Unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Right, so 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Again, unleavened bread is bread without any rising agents in it, right? So no baking soda, no yeast, no baking powder. You understand? Any rising agents, they're making bread without that. You understand it? That have countless recipes that sisters could send out or give out where you can make unleavened bread. Really, really nice, tasty unleavened bread too. Right. You understand? Go ahead. Verse 7.
So I can say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you now say about the tasty unleavened bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has like when you come back and all to that spirit and all to and that, like when you come back to all the sisters and everybody, even some of the brothers and them who actually doing some of the cooking and all too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually taste how that 11 bread tasting and thing like, you know what? And thing I the taste real tasty and all to I eat it. What I'm going to say now to some of these other nations and all too, they're having everything and to make all them bread, all them other things and all too, and it's raw. Raw nonsense.
No madness. Stop when you get any Jones. No, for real.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
Just imagine they are making that all the things they're making, and we making so I think I do the most like we just are missing things like that and still tasting,
It's still, yeah, it's still cutting as we just say now, but yeah, you're very well correct. You understand? Go ahead. Yeah, like what is happening in the Black Nights now. You go back to verse 7. You could go to verse 7 because we didn't read the 11 bread there.
Leviticus chapter 22 and verse 7.
No, sorry, read the end of verse 6.
End of verse 6?
Yeah. When you write by the Lord, unleavened bread unto the Lord.
7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Right? So for the 7 days, you must eat unleavened bread for the 7 days. You understand? So once the Passover finished, the next day is unleavened feast of unleavened bread for 7 days. You must eat piece of unleavened bread for 7 days. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. In the first day you shall have an holy convocation.
Again, back to the gathering, back to the holy convocation. You understand? Where you come together. So you're seeing the pattern of brotherhood still throughout all these different high holy days, holy convocation, gather. When you gather, you ain't going to talk about, anything and any madness. You understand what I'm saying with your brothers? You're going to enjoy all the time together. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You shall do no servile work therein.
You shall do what?
You shall do no servile work therein.
Right? Servile. You shall do no servile work. Let me look up the word servile. Right? Servile. Very obedient and trying too hard to please someone. Of befitting a slave or a menial position. You understand? So no servile work, no work that they're supposed to be doing in servitude. Again, that is like slavery. You're going to a slave trying to make money for yourself. You understand? No servile work. Drop that. You keep the Lord's high holy days that He ordained for us. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 8. But you shall offer an offering made by fire.
You should do what?
But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
How much?
7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
Right, so you do an offering made by fire unto the Most High for 7 days, and you shall do no servile work therein. On the 7 days a holy convocation. You understand? The Most High always bringing His people together, always keeping that brotherhood, always reminding us, or we are always to remember. You understand? These high holy days, these things that our foreparents went through. This is our custom. This is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are supposed to do. Because even the other nations, when their appointed time for their holidays pop up, they make sure and keep it. You see advertisements on the TV about 3 months before. You understand? As they hear Diwali reach, you see advertisements in January. You understand what I'm saying here? They are started to sell around Christmas season. They are done selling already for next year, November or October. You understand? They making sure and keep their traditions. Heathens making sure and keep their traditions. We as a people, we have to make sure that we keep our traditions. Right. You understand? Our religious leaders, they failed Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They failed us by telling us the laws are done away with. You understand? They failed us by not showing us, by not blowing this trumpet as we are about to celebrate tomorrow, blowing the memorial, blowing of trumpets to give that warning to our people. They fail in giving us that warning to let us know, stop selling weed to our brothers, stop smoking weed, don't go to the abortion clinics. You understand? The law is not done away with. Stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. They're not alerting us. They're not blowing that trumpet for us to hear. You understand? When we go out in the streets and we keep in camp, we blowing that trumpet. We letting our people know, hey, stop do this, don't do that. Love your brother. You understand what I'm saying here? We alerting our people and letting them know, hey, would what we come and get yourself together. Christ about to make a return. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them.
Speak unto the children of Israel. Speak unto Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
when you become in the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof,
right?
Then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord, and to be accepted for you.
You understand? So the priest is to wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted of you, with whatsoever that he might come to the priest for or about, right? Go ahead.
On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Right. The morrow is the next day, right? So when they say morrow, it's saying the next day, tomorrow, the priest should wave it. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And you shall offer that day when you wave the sheaf and a he-lamb.
And a what?
And a he-lamb without blemish.
So you see him coming back to what you were saying, the officer Shah? The lamb without blemish, the lamb without error. The Most High don't want a lamb with teeth missing and hoof missing a tail, piece of your ears gone, one eye blind. The Most High was the best. You understand? Lamb without blemish, the Most High was the best at the lamb. So when you have your lamb, like if you're doing livestock, the best out of that set you have, the Most High was that. Lamb without blemish, without no marks, no bruises, no bruise, no bubble, no earache. You understand what I'm showing you? Go ahead.
Of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
So 2/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil. What are you reminding of? You tell me KFC, eh?
Something we didn't make for?
Like what we just do here. You understand? Like a frying chicken.
Yeah.
Right? That is like the process.
Yeah.
Right? So 2/10. Read it again.
Verse 13. And the meat offering therefore shall be 2/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil.
Right? So they're giving it the measurement that the priest will use. Go ahead.
An offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor.
A sweet savor. Go ahead.
And a drink offering thereof.
And a what?
And a drink offering thereof shall be of wine.
Shall be of what?
Shall be of wine.
You understand? A drink offering shall be of wine. You understand? In the Christian churches, they make you feel you can't drink. You're not supposed to drink no alcohol, don't drink no wine. But of course, you could drink wine, you could drink alcohol. You just don't be a drunkard, staggering all over the place. You understand? Or you're drinking and you're getting drunk and you're going on beating your wife and your children and all that madness. You understand? So it's saying here, should be a drink offering thereof shall be of wine and what?
The fourth part of an hin.
You understand? The fourth part of a hin. A hin, again, is like measurements. A hin could be like a gallon. You understand? 6 gallons, 6 hens will be, a bath will be 6 hens. 6 hens will be like 6 gallons. You understand? That is different measurements, right? Like how 50 shekels would be 20 ounces, like that. So a hen is like a gallon. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 14. And you shall eat neither bread nor parched corn.
Right? So you should not eat bread nor parched corn. Parched corn is like roast corn. Go ahead.
Nor green ears until the same day that you have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute for throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
You understand? So these things we always have to remember. We always have to keep it throughout our generations in our dwellings. You understand? Go ahead to verse 15. We just cannot go into it for time's sake, but tomorrow I know the brothers and them will run through it more in depth. You understand? We can understand the memorial blowing of trumpets. We will get to that just now, right? So go ahead.
Verse 15. And you shall come unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
7 how much?
7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Well.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall you number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Right.
What?
Yeah, verse 17.
Verse 17. You shall bring out of your habitation 2 waved loaves of 2 tenths deal. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
Right.
What?
Yeah, right.
Verse 18. And you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams.
Right.
They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19.
Come on. Listen, man. Yeah, right.
Verse 19. Then you shall sacrifice 1 kid of goat for a sin offering.
You understand? So now we know we don't sacrifice animals. You understand? Because of course we know that Christ was our sacrifice. You understand? Christ was our official sacrifice, but we don't go about sacrificing animals anymore. You understand? What we supposed to do? We supposed to do what? Present our bodies as a living sacrifice. You understand? We supposed to be now taking up our mantle and bearing it. For lack of words, that is how we pray. You understand? We're supposed to be that sacrifice now, or make that sacrifice for our brothers and our sisters. You understand? Go ahead.
And 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering. Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest.
They should be separate to the Most High. That is for the priest, right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And you shall proclaim on the self-same day that it may be an holy convocation unto you.
Right, a separate convocation. Go ahead.
You shall do no servile work therein.
No servile work.
It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
You understand? And the Most High learning, continually learning over and over. This is to be a statute in your dwellings throughout your generation. We're supposed to continually observe and do that. Give me verse 23.
Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets.
So now, in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, shall be what?
It shall have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets.
So the 7th month, in the first day, shall be the memorial blowing of trumpets. So tomorrow will be what?
7.
Tomorrow will be the 7th month. Tomorrow will be the first of the 7th month. You understand? And that is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. Again, as I was saying before, the memorial of the blowing of trumpets is our culture. You understand? That is what our forefathers did before. We're not doing things because we just feel to do it. Our foreparents did that before, and I will read something before the class finish to show you even what we do when we go out in the streets. That is same exact thing our forefathers did. You understand? Christ himself kept the laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? So which means Christ kept the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the memorial blowing of trumpets, all these different things. You understand? Christian church love to say the Lord's done away with. That is not so. But blowing of the trumpets, that is our ancient culture. That is our part of our history. And we will continue keeping these traditions until Christ returns. Even when he returns, we still have to continue keeping it. You understand what I'm saying here? Memorial blowing of trumpets, the trumpet was used to signify danger of something coming. You understand? It was used to alert the people. You understand? So when we blow the trumpet, when you in the nation of Israel and you blow, or whatever is the song, you know by danger or time together. You understand? Because the trumpet was blown even when we had to assemble ourselves together. This, what you call it? Your arms horn. This, the trumpet was blown. Right? I ain't gonna blow it tonight, but I just showing you this. This trumpet was blown, in memorial blowing of trumpets. You understand? To alert our people on different things. Right? And as I was saying before, the Christian leaders, they don't alert us on nothing.
Right.
You understand? But we in the I.S.U.P.K, we go out, we alert our people. You understand? We let them know, hey, gather yourself together. When we go outside and we cry aloud, we let them know, gather yourself together. Don't do this, don't do that. Love your brother as you love yourself. You understand? This is what you need to do to be in right standing with the Most High. You understand? How to have brotherhood, how to have sisterhood. You understand what I'm showing you? And when we keep these traditions here in the I.S.U.P.K, we keep it and we honor our forefathers. We honor the Most High. We honor the Most High and always remember the things that He have done for the nation of Israel, for our people. You understand? That was the end of 24.
Yeah, that's another little piece.
There, go ahead.
And holy convocation.
Oh, that was the night. Give me it one more time. Slack, sorry about that. I lost the scripture here. The same memorial blowing of trumpets here.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall you have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation.
Right? So tomorrow will be the memorial blowing of trumpets. That is a holy convocation that the Lord gave us. You understand? I think it was in the book of Joshua, right? When the had was to circle the city, the Ark of the Covenant, I think, and that was to blow the trumpet a couple of times, and then the people make a great shout, and the walls fall. You understand what I'm saying? In Israel, the trumpet is very much part of our culture. You understand? Again, it's used to warn people. You understand? Even when we had to flee from Jerusalem, you understand, into Africa, it was warned, that trumpet was blown, but many people didn't listen, and they stood back and they get caught up. They get caught up in the destruction, what had happened. You understand? Those that didn't listen, they suffered. You understand? Again, when we go out on the streets, we blow in that alarm. When we keep in classes, we blow in that alarm, we blow in that trumpet. You understand what I'm saying? We go out handing out flyers, doing food drives. Even when we meet people on our own accord, and you deal with them one-on-one, you let them know, hey, this is what to come. This is what you're supposed to do. You understand? We're making them alert on the things that are going on. You understand? Let me go to verse 19. What time it is? All right, let me go to verse 19. We go wrap it up. Verse there, right?
Verse 19 in Leviticus chapter 23.
Yeah. No, sorry, not verse 19. That is my bad. Verse 21. Verse 20. Wait, 25. Yeah, let me go through. 26.
Yeah, 1 verse 25.
Give him 34. Right, we cannot skip through because the time on we.
34.
Yeah.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
Right. So the 7th day of the 15th month, I want to read something. So I will stop with that for the while. Right. Shall be what? The Feast of Tabernacles. So in Israel, we had feasts. I know that time we're not on me, right? We had high holidays, feast days that the Most High told us to keep. Again, we had the Sabbath, we had the Passover. The whole Nehemiah chapter 8 for me, Officer, so please tell that, right? We had Nehemiah now. We had the Sabbath, we had the Passover, we had the Feast of Unleavened Bread. the Feast of First Fruits, the memorial blowing of trumpets. You understand? You will see the brothers and them keep the service tomorrow. They will go into the memorial of blowing of trumpets for you to fully understand and get more knowledge on it. You understand? Right after the memorial blowing of trumpets, our next high holy day will be the Day of Atonement, where there will be no eating, no drinking from sundown to sundown. You understand? That will be on the 15th day of the 7th month. You understand? No, sorry, that is my bad. The 10th day of the 7th month. You understand? That will be September 26th from sundown to sundown. Then we have the Feast of Tabernacle, Feast of Dedication, or HAKANEKA in the Hebrew, and we have Purim, which will be after that. You understand? So tomorrow is blowing of trumpets. After that, Day of Atonement. What I tell you was old man, I tell you nothing, man. Nehemiah chapter 8. Yeah, go ahead. Give me 8 and yeah, start from verse 1. Right? We are just going to show that the things what we doing now, our foreparents did that of old also. Right. You understand? So that's showing you that we continually and will continue keeping the traditions of our forefathers. You understand? Here in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, we will keep that until Christ return. And even when Christ return, we still have to keep these laws, commandments, and statutes, which is very important to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So give me Nehemiah chapter 8. Start from verse 1.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together.
All right, just now, hold on. Let me catch it with you. Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 1. Right. Go ahead, take it from the top again.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together.
Right, so all the people gathered themselves together. I think there was in brothers was coming from Babylon, I think, or there was in Babylon. Go ahead.
As one man into the street.
Right, so all the people gathered together. Where to get in your head, get in your mind. All the people gathered together as one man in the street. Right, go ahead.
That was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law.
Right, so they spoke to Ezra the scribe and tell Ezra to bring the book of the law. Right, go ahead.
Of Moses, which the Most High had commanded to Israel.
Right, so tell Ezra bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. Right, go ahead.
And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation.
Right, so Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation.
Both of men and women.
Both of what?
Men and women.
Both of men and women. Go ahead.
And all that could hear with understanding.
And all that could hear with understanding. Go ahead.
Upon the first day of the 7th month.
Upon the what?
First day of the 7th month.
Upon the what?
First day of the 7th month.
What that sounding like? That is the day of the memorial of the blowing of trumpets on the first day of the 7th month. So the people gather together, tell Ezra bring the book of the law. Right? Go ahead.
And he read. Therein before the street.
And he read it now before the street. Go ahead.
That was before the water gate. From the morning until midday.
Right? So they bring the book for Ezra the scribe. People gather. He reading the book from morning until midday. Go ahead.
Before the men and the women.
Before what?
The men and the women.
Before the men and the women.
And those that could understand.
And those that could understand. Go ahead, read.
And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law.
And all the ears of the people that gathered, were attentive. They was listening unto the words on the book of the law. He was listening to what Ezra was saying unto them. Right. You understand? Go ahead.
And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit.
He stood on what?
Upon a pulpit.
So Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit. Go ahead.
Of wood.
Of what?
Of wood.
You understand? Are you catching what going on there so far? So Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood. So when you see brothers in the I.S.U.P.K going and they're making the stand that we will be making very, very shortly.
Right.
You understand? They made the pulpit of wood. That is where you go up on to talk. Well,
which they had made for the purpose.
What they had made for what?
The purpose.
So when you make this stand, when we go out in the street of Port of Spain, what are you making it for? To go out and read the book of the law for the people. They make it for that purpose. Go ahead.
And beside him stood Matthias and Sema and Ananiah
Right.
and Uriah
Right.
and Hilkiah and Manasseh and Maaseiah.
Go ahead.
And his right hand.
On his right hand. So these are the brothers that stood on his right hand. Go ahead.
And on his left hand, Peliah, Masila, Melka, and Hashum, and Ashabdad,
Right.
Zachariah,
Right.
and Mesulam.
Right. And on the left, these are the brothers that stood on the side. I'm on the right and on the left. Right. Now take it back into consideration a little bit. They make the pulpit made of wood, where Israel go up and speak to the people. The people gather, they listen in the book of the law. Brothers on the left, brothers on the right. What that sounding like?
Now full garden.
Right? But bring it home.
Camp.
That is it. You hit the nail on the head right there. You understand? So on the day of atonement, the brothers was Salakia, not the day of atonement, Salakia. On the memorial of blowing of trumpets, the brothers was having camp. You understand? The same thing that we do when we go out in the streets of Port of Spain. The same thing that brothers do in the I.S.U.P.K throughout the four corners of the earth.
Right.
You understand? I even heard a brother saying that they actually, well, tomorrow, we don't have camp tomorrow, but I heard a brother actually say that they had camp on the day of atonement already. Salakia, why I keep saying the day of atonement? Memorial blowing of trumpets. You understand what I'm saying? So the same things that we do now is the same things that our forefathers did of old. We follow the traditions, the laws, the statutes, and customs that the Most High laid down for our forefathers throughout their generations up to this time. You understand? The brothers was having camp on the memorial blowing of trumpets. Right? Go ahead. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people.
So you open the book in the sight of all the people. Same thing we do. Go ahead.
For he was above all the people.
You understand? And it bracket off and saying, for he was above all the people. You understand? Letting you know that the height that he was on, he was above all the people. You understand? Go ahead.
And when he opened it, all the people stood up.
When he opened it, all the people stood up. Verse 6.
And Ezra blessed the Most High, the great power, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen.
Right, jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of the Most High distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Right, so they read in the book of the law, as Johnny brothers read in the book of the law, you understand, distinctly, and give sense and cause them to understand the reading. So when we go out on the streets and we say Christ is black, the Jews is black, we're reading out of the book of the law, don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and we start to give them the understanding by telling them when they eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you'll get diseases. You understand? High cholesterol, blood clots, glaucoma, arthritis. We're giving them the sense. You understand? An understanding of the law. And that is what the brothers of old used to do. That is what these prophets of old used to do. That is what we in the I.S.U.P.K continually follow. We follow the footsteps of our forefathers. You understand? So when we say don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, we follow in the footsteps of our forefathers. When we say don't celebrate the high holy days, they did the same thing too. And these are the things that the Lord had laid out for us. They follow it, and we follow it following it after them through their generation. And we know if we be disobedient, we do not want to listen and follow what they had followed, we don't know the consequence of it already. Because we live in it right now. Our people live in it right now. We live in what we seeing and living when you don't listen to the Most High, when you don't want to keep His laws, commandments, and statutes. We see the product of it.
Right.
You understand? But that is not the end for our people. That is not the end for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? All we have to do is put on the weed, stop go to the abortion clinics, stop run up in the Christian church, stop eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, come back and keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? Come back to your power, come back to your king, and your power will make you rise above all nations that are upon the face of the earth.
Right.
This is not a joke. You see what happened in Egypt with the firstborn, where the Most High took the firstborn of all man and beast. You understand what I'm saying? When we come back keeping the laws, we will see what the Most High will do to our oppressors that continually have us in captivity. You understand? Time after time again. And not letting us go. We working for next to nothing. Scrums. You understand? That is why in the scriptures the Most High tell us to what? Gather yourself together. Gather yourself together, O nation not desire. That is what we're supposed to do. You understand? And come in and keep the memorial blowing of trumpets. We gathering ourselves together. Keeping the Lord's high holy days. We gathering ourselves together. You understand? Where we reach on that? Give me verse 10. They read verse 8. They read verse 8. Give me verse 10.
Verse 10.
After 10, we give me 12 and we go lock off, right?
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
Go your way.
Do what?
Go your way.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the fat
Mm-hmm.
and drink the sweet,
Mm-hmm.
and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared.
You understand? So he's saying, when they're done, teach, go all the way. Because after he bless the Most High, you understand? Go all the way, eat, drink. And those who didn't have nothing prepared, send for them. The memorial blowing of trumpet, that is a feast there, the Most High. You understand? Go ahead.
For this day is holy unto our power.
You understand? For this day is separate unto our Lord, our power. You understand? Go ahead.
Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Most High your strength.
Go ahead. Give me verse 12.
Verse 12. And all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make great merit, because they had understood the words that were declared unto them.
You understand? So the people went because they understood the words that was happening to them. Again, we continue. We in the I.S.U.P.K, we following the laws that the Most High set out for us.
Right.
We following the laws, commandments, and statutes. We following the things that our forefathers, our ancestors, I don't like to say ancestors, but I like to say forefathers, that our forefathers did of old. Right. Nothing different. That is in the Bible. That is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians should be doing. You understand? And this is what will make we rise to the top. This is what will make we come out from the condition that we're in. These things will make you love the brotherhood. You understand? If you really truly appreciate the laws that the Most High set out for us, you understand? This will make you love your people, love the brothers you are around. You understand? Look in the scriptures, it's showing you brothers having camp. You understand? Together. You understand? When they're done on the day of atonement, tell people they go and eat, drink. You understand? When we outside, we see how it is be. We see people coming up and saying, "Boy, I'm hungry, but I don't eat." Brothers getting them water, they getting them this, that, whatever the case might be. You understand? You must want to love your brothers. You must want to love your people. You must want to be around the brotherhood. You understand? Because these are the things that the Most High laid out for us. Right? With that, sorry to cut the class short, but time right up on me. Tomorrow is the memorial blowing of trumpets. We come out, keep the Most High feast day, the Most High holy day, and enjoy the brotherhood. You understand? With that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shah. So just rest on the chair if you want to please the one. Yeah, man.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves off the world. After 6 months, if your brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandments. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, and Malachi chapter verse 3 and verse 8 and 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and pronounced as Maishera. 10% of every penny the Lord gives you to the Treasury Department or teacher or priest fund. Fuel offering for priests. Non-mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The memorial blowing of trumpets, the first day of the 7th month. That will be Tuesday, September 17, 2020. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. Remind the Akiams and Aquatians to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirt, like pants, like headbands or scarf. That beside my job. And you are them terrorists until the east. When I say the Lord pray in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayam, Wadash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Zaka, Ayah, Aisha, Rataza, Hawa, Ayah, Bashamayam, Atan, Lanawa, Lakom, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Noah, Abawaki Noah, Asalaki Noah, Abawaki Noah, Wala'a, Tabe Noah, Asayawan, Ball, Oshai Noah, Mayan, Rai, Ayah, Laka, Walakwa, Wala'a, Wataparat, Ironomium, Aman.
In the English, what you just said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
You want to say the blessed Hebrew in Hebrew? Bless Israel in Hebrew? Barak. Ata. Yahweh. Yahawashi. Wa Yala. Wa Al Lahayam. Matazabia. Al YAHANNA. Wa Ha Al Wapiam. Asaraniam. Ha Kwat Tazayanyam. Ha Kwat Yal Yam Wa Watiam Yahweh Basham Oshai Tawaraman.
What you just said in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and the Abishai, and Michael, and the angel, commanding General YAHANNA, general, the captain, the officer, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Yahweh, Basham, Oshai, Okasha, Latan Nanawa, Akat, Lapora, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawan, Akat, Lataha, Amatazarium, Akat, Laha Kwayam, Amatayam, Akat, Ayawakuwa, Atamala, Garishim, Basham, Oshai, Wadaman.
In the English, what we just said, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And their drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Quasi-Comitazi. Gay movement. Lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. The Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us as we bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way and try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it.
Yahweh,
I.S.U.P.K.
Rapping now.
SHALAM.
Bayat. Saparium. Magan. Commander General YAHANNA. Holy General. Captain. Officer. Troopers. Sisters. Children. The destroyed of Israel. All 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
and their families. Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad and Tobago and their families.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad and Tobago and their families. Aitisha, Tazapa, Yapa, Tamar, Commander General YAHANNA, General, Captain, the officer, troopers, sisters, children, all in the destroyed of Israel, Gayaluna, Rapnapash, Shariah, Indian family, Usulan family, Kutu family, Philip family.
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
All brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
Babies and children in the I.S.U.P.K.
Babies and children in the I.S.U.P.K.
Francois family.
Wrong
family. Zion. Wesleyan. Daniela.
Amelia. Sheila. Chantel. Nima. Khadija.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Waraman. What we just said in English, Lord, the name of Yahushua, bless us, and Israel, and the schools, bless, heal, shield, protect, love one, name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it.
Stop. Let's get a teacher one crazy salute. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,
Yahweh Shai Brakatam.
Yadimata, let's get sisters online one crazy salute. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,
Yahweh Shai Brakatam.
Yadimata, Pastor Smith.